So I'd like to address this motion. First of all, speaking to the lack of time and notice. There has been no public consultation and not enough time to consider this 236-page report. This is what the prior council regime did when bringing forward the previous rental programs like STIR without consultation. And this council was elected to do things differently. This council was elected to do things differently.
I do have a point of order here. Councillor Hardwick, Councillor Dejanova.
Mr. Mayor, under the procedure bylaw, and because I swear I've never been here this long in a previous council in a meeting. Actually, I think my microphone was cut off.
Yes.
I'm concerned that there are perhaps accusations that are being made, not only of previous councils, but of staff. And I feel that I was a part of that previous council. Okay. And I was never here this long on one item. This may be a record.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. So,
okay.
Councillor Hardwick?
Can I go back?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
You know, if you can just, I understand that the time is, it's a good point.
Okay, so the time is the point that I'm trying to make, and that dropping this at this time, especially when we're in the middle of leading into a very contentious budget, is problematic. I'm concerned that it undermines the citywide plan and current plans. The proposed land use policy should be considered through the citywide plan process and not overriding current plans without any public consultation that should be considered at a neighborhood level, and that goes for the citywide plan as well. I'm concerned that the targets that we're measuring against are not realistic, and targets should be evidence-based, not values-based. Staff have not provided data and rationale on how they got their housing targets, which are over double what would be expected under census data. And I'm very concerned about this. I'm also concerned about displacement and gentrification with regards to communities and actual areas and neighborhoods, median incomes for renters. The plan fails to address the actual rental needs of those who already live here, with the generic one-size-fits-all zoning policy and neighborhood need and demographics. I think there's a bias towards new construction. The small amounts for retrofit of existing rentals is not nearly enough to be viable, and the new construction incentives will put existing rentals at risk, undermine character house retention incentives, and heritage buildings will also be put at risk. Can you stop my time then, please?
Yes.
So I can...
Okay. Councillor Dejanova, specific point?
These are staff recommendations, and when people are impugning the motives of our staff and saying that staff are harming other zoning in our city and haven't considered that, it concerns me, Mr. Mayor. Okay,
that wasn't what I said, so if I could carry on, please.
Sure. So just, again, if you're just talking about the recommendations and not how we got here, that would be great.
So I am doing that. More should be done for character retention incentives to create more rentals through secondary suites, as I've advocated for in the past. The MIRHPP should be suspended, in my view. It is flawed former council policy that should be put on hold and reconsidered as part of the citywide plan. And a fundamental point is this plan means that the city is not paying for a substantial amount of new density, and the broad benefits to renters are minimal and non-existent. Instead of benefits accrued, the benefits will accrue to people who can pay market rents, and the costs are borne by the city, which will have less money to pay for managing growth. So for these reasons, I will oppose this report in its entirety, and again suggest vehemently that this ought to be handled through the citywide plan